What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As you all know, the 240's gone. Well, it's still right there, but by the time you guys see this, it will be gone. It's not logical to drive a car with no heater, so it's going to California. Bye. So in the meantime, I'm gonna need a new daily driver, and I want to go skiing, so I need obviously a Subaru. What I really want is a WRX, because why not? Finally own something that will make boost and not blow up, I hope. But it's a Subaru, so it'll probably blow up. Anyway, I'm gonna go buy an automatic 275K car. It's a WRX, but I want it for skiing, and I'm okay with it being automatic. It's turbo, it will be fun. I'm gonna load this thing up. We're gonna disconnect the rear drive shaft and hook it on here. All loaded up. Let's go get it. So on a serious note, you guys might be asking, why am I buying an automatic WRX with almost 300,000 miles? And you know, I've never really been a fan of the WRXs or the STIs or the all-wheel drive or any of it, to be honest. I figured out that they're one of the most common cars around where I live because of the snow and the mud. You gotta have an all-wheel drive car here in Santa Fe. So the reason I bought the Rex is that it's a wagon. I had an Outback that, you know, was just a cheap car I got for 500 bucks and put a motor in, and I ended up selling it, but I used it all last year to go skiing, and it was a great car, got great gas mileage. The only thing I was annoyed at was that it was manual and I had to shift all the time. You might be like, that's not that bad, but if you're in ski boots or snowboard boots, it sucks, and I just want an automatic. So we're gonna go get this. It's a wagon. That's the reason I'm getting it. It will be the new daily work car, ski car, whatever, trasher. And here's a way I found that I could explain this to y'all that makes sense. 240s used to be dirt cheap. They used to be $1,000 cars. That's when me and a lot of the OGs that have a bunch of these laying around got into them. You could buy them for $1,000. With the drift tax in the market right now, they price themselves out of being like just a trasher fun car. So I've been seeing a lot more of the WRXs and Imprezas around since they were released in the US, as far as like with a turbo motor and manual and fun. They're the version that we should have had of the SR20, since they're everywhere. Imagine if every time you see a Rex in the junkyard, it was a turboed SR20. So as far as playing with, beating the crap out of, trashing, not caring about the chassis at all, the Rex is the perfect choice. So I can just completely destroy this car and not give a shit. I want a beater that's turboed. And yeah, I might sell it if I hate it and get a manual. Or guess what? There's a manual swap in my yard. So I just got to make sure the gears are right, and I could do that. Regardless, the price is right because of what it comes with. So let me show you guys what it comes with. Look at that, skis on the roof. Look at how cute it is.
All I want
after. So here it is. I'm definitely gonna need to put the newer taillights on it. And the side of it appears to be made out of Bondo, but whatever, it has like 300K. And the front end has been removed and the motor's been removed. And it's automatic, so yeah, great. So anyway, back to the reason I bought it. The reason I bought it is because of this right here. Comes with this Japanese AVCS Ej20, and it already has the wiring kit from iWire. You can see right here to wire in the AVCS solenoids. So right there, you see it's plugged in, and then they run around and do stuff, and you got to connect them to the body. But that's the reason I'm buying this car, because it comes with the motor to fix it. So I just got to put it all together and see if it works. Hold on one second. Grab this side, I bet this. Oh man. Okay. You got it? Yep. It's heavy, huh? Yeah. Oh. Whew. That thing's heavy. I might regret buying this. It is totally a puzzle. Like, that is not going to be fun to put together, but I bought it. At least it has an inlet. All right, guys, well, there it is, all loaded up, ready to go. It's a freaking puzzle, but the whole front end is with it. There's a bumper, headlights are in the car, and here's the motor for it with the harness and everything. So we'll see if we can get this thing back together. Back on the road again. We got a little Subi and a motor, and we're in the mountains. Let's go back. Pretty crazy where we are. I've never seen like this part of New Mexico. And in the snow, it's wild. I got back last night and went to sleep, crashed out. Today I'm gonna work on the WRX and see if I can get it going. So I decided to take the 240s for one of its last rides, and you know, went to get some coffee, and there's no cup holder, and then there's no second cup holder, so you know, all my drinks got to get scattered. So these are reasons why I bought a clapped out WRX. Well, that was a fun little ride in the 240, but screw that car. We're onto a car with cup holders and a heater. Get this motor on the crane, inspect it. I'm probably gonna pull the intake and make sure the kid that I got it from didn't drop bolts or anything down in the intake. Make sure the timing's good. If all looks good, I'm gonna go ahead and put the motor in. All right, we're gonna try our luck at the jerk the truck forward and see if the e-brake will pop it out method. Generally it doesn't work though, so let's give it a shot. Well, What do you know? It worked. One ramp fell. Oh, and also, if you don't disconnect your wiring, it will just break. So, good. Another set of tow lights down. Already looks better with the front bumper on. Now let's see about getting a motor in it. So the kid I bought this from had the old motor, and I was initially going to take it and try to put it back, but the swap is almost done, so I decided to finish it. The kid word for word told me I'm not a mechanic, because I was like, to me it looks like this car just needs to be put together. Why didn't you finish it? And he was telling me honestly he wasn't a mechanic. So because of that, I'm going to go ahead and remove everything. This is a combo of both intake manifolds. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this apart and make sure everything's good to go in there and there's no bolts in it, because that's the last thing I would want, is to break a JDM motor by a loose bolt being in there. So I'm gonna pull this apart, double check everything, double check that everything's done right, and then put the flex plate on and we'll pop it up in the air, pop it in. Pretty much got it wired up and it should start. So yeah, right away I can see there's a bunch of stuff that is not connected. I'm not too sure where that goes. I've never worked on one of these older ones. And then this you got to put on when you're lowering the intake on, because it doesn't really bend. It's old, really should be replaced, but I can assume this one goes here. That one we could make a little one. This one, not a freaking clue. Oh, one's to valve cover right here. This one's to the air box. Who knows? So I'm gonna just pull this apart and connect what I can, what's obvious. I got the intake broken off, and everything looks moderately okay, minus just a couple things that weren't connected. So the motor looks really good. I spun it and it seems to have compression on all four. It's lighter on 2 cylinders, but I can see rust on some of the valves, so I'm thinking that will clear up once it runs. But yeah, you can definitely tell it's a JDM motor. Super clean down here. Turbo feels good. Not crazy on the shaft play. There's a little. Everything looks decent though, minus like just a bunch of loose stuff. Loose ground. Little dumb stuff that will cause your car to like sputter and die out, you know. So I'm attacking that, bolt it back together. The blow-up valve I got with the car had this block-off plate on it. So I've been trying to figure out what the hell this tube goes to. And this tube is for the air, the recirculatory air from the blow-off valve. This dumps it back in front of the turbo. So then I looked at the inlet that they took off, and that looks suspicious. That looks like a 3R U-joint cap, from best I can tell, since I can see needles inside of it. So it looks like they blocked it off there, and they blocked it off on this side. So this won't be needed unless I run the factory inlet. But they clearly took something off that's supposed to connect this recirc tube to here. So without that, I'm pretty much forced to do what they did and run 0 blow off and just make the noise, which I'm okay with. So that's what we're gonna do. Here's the factory inlet, and you can see that was dumping to nothing. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull that out, clean the blue one up, and start finalizing this thing. Well, it's snowing, so that's great. I didn't get the motor in yesterday, so I went ahead and picked up a new rear main. This is the old one. I've heard bad things about JDM motors leaking since they sit for so long with without running and no oil, and the seals get dry. So this is the only one I'm gonna replace. Next up, I went ahead and pulled out the wiring diagrams from iWire to pin in all these connections, and I double checked his, and based on counting the pins, everything looks correct. So all this is good to go. I'm gonna go ahead and slide the motor in, and there's been a couple questions on these hoses. I don't know where that's going, but I'm gonna assume it goes to here since there's a hole here, and then there's just two more that I don't really know. I'm just gonna run it open loop right now, leave the MAF disconnected. I think I'm just finding crap to do, wasting time instead of putting the motor in. And I think that's because I'm worried of a couple things. This looks like the wrong outlet. I think it should come more forward. I don't really know what the old one was. I don't have the old one, and I would have to take it all apart. So I'm just gonna go for it and try to buy a hose or something if it's wrong. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull the car up and pop her in. There we have it. The motor is in. I connected it to the transmission and it's sitting on the motor mounts right now. Next up, I'm going to connect the torque converter. Got to dive through this hole right here once I line it up and put the 4 bolts in. And of course, this car came with no bolts. That's part of the reason it wasn't put back together. All of them were just missing. I grabbed a set of engine to tranny bolts from the yard. I got to go dig up some torque converter bolts, just dig up all the bolts for this swap and piece it together. What are you doing there? Checking out the Ej20? This is how you keep your cat's fur oiled up nice. Just some good old Subi grease. The last piece I'm trying to sort out to start it is the iWire kit. So here it is. We have these 4 that we got to pin into this side, most likely to match this. So with this going like this, we can see that those 4 pins on the corresponding side are blanked out. So all I'm gonna do is knock those rubber plugs out and just go wire color to wire color, and that will take care of that side. And the same is on this side. When I plugged it in this black plug, the top row is those blocked off ones right there. So I just pinned these 4 into there to match here, and we are good. And we are good to go. That will be all the VVT wiring. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the carpet as well and make sure that everything was done right on that side. I just want to verify that though, because I don't want to blow up a JDM ECU that is hard to obtain. My cat got in the WRX, bro. What are you doing? I'm gonna slap a battery in it and see if it will start. What am I forgetting? I don't know. Let's find out. Oh yeah, I forgot to loop the tranny line so we don't lose all the tranny fluid. It kind of runs. All right, let's see what happens with the throttle connected. Okay, I thought the motor had a rod knock for a minute. Sounded like a bag of rocks back there, but the drive shaft that I disconnected to tow it and just on a tow dolly is just wanging around down the tranny tunnel. So I should probably connect that, but it runs. So next up, I think I'm gonna call it a day. It's freaking cold. What's up, guys? I'm still working on the WRX. This is day number 3. I need a hose clamp foot. So this is day number 3. That's what's left. Motor's in. The motor fired up. So I just had to get this plastic 90-degree right here to run to the PCV. I think that's where that goes. Now I just found hose clamps for this. So I'm finally ready to put on the top mount and button that up. And then I can connect the mass airflow and actually start this thing with all the sensors connected and see if it runs better. All right, it's been a little bit. I've wedged a bunch of shit in here. This is the worst engine bay I've ever had to work on. This is like horrible. Barkley over there warned me about getting this Y pipe on. I didn't think much of it, but Jesus, it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible.
The whole loop slid right in.
Gonna have to edit that out. I got the downpipe in, so I'm gonna go ahead and fire it up now. I just connected the battery and see this is like its first actual run. This is the true first test. You, Barkley.
What?
He's over there waiting to do the tappy thing. You Why does it have a check engine light? Huh. Check engine light. What would cause a check engine light? Did you hear that? Oh, this ground is loose. That's not good. Let me tighten that. Okay, let's see if it'll run now. Why does it sound like it's misfiring? And like, do you hear a little, like almost a spark? You heard that?
Yeah.
What is that?
Oh, do that again. It's doo-doo-doo-doo.
Maybe you just need to clear up, because this is a JDM motor. It's been not running for like probably like 6 years. Sounds way better now. Or maybe it has blown head gaskets. Who knows? What's going on here?
I have no idea. She moved to the back.
Oh! Radiator's going in, and I'm finally encountering that crossover that's wrong. So as you can tell, it should be coming straight out, not kicking to the side. So what I'm gonna do, this is ingenious. What I'm gonna do is bolt it on like that, then bend it. Oh, it's not gonna reach now. So yeah, that's making it short. It might be able to stretch it, guys. Pull this one off a little. It might kink the hose though. That is the shittiest work I've ever done right there. That hose is almost kinked. So will it overheat? We're gonna find out. That seems solid. Good to go. Pretty sketchy. Lot of check engine lights. We got 4 codes for tumble valve generators. So I believe that is the TGV delete that throws those 4 codes. I don't know why the the auto tranny oil temp light is blinking. Maybe it needs fluid? Oh, it's on the jack. That's right. That's right. Didn't break anything though, so we're good.
Put seatbelts on then?
Yeah, I'd buckle up for sure.
Colin's driving, so New Mexico with these.
That shit's still blinking. We're going for a test drive. I don't know what the f that means.
Going for a test drive.
Test drive in the Ej20 AVCS swap. See if this car will hit some boost. It's gonna blow up. I don't have my phone. Do you have a phone?
I do not. It's
tight.
It has no
We'll walk
service here.
back. We'll walk 35 miles back.
That's not a bad idea.
Ooh, full throttle. This thing's slow. There it goes.
Yeah, it shifts like a diesel out of park in the fucking drive. Clunk.
It moves, I guess. Like, it's slow, but it goes. Yeah, this thing's running pretty good.
Hello?
All right, well, temperature's doing good. Not bad. It snowed. Happy New Year, everybody. Here's the Rex. Got to take it for a little bit of snow mobbing. But so far I've put 1 gas tank through it, and I say through it, I've gotten 120 miles out of 3/4 of a tank. So this is not good. This is supposed to be my little gas saver here. But I went ahead and saw that it was squirting gas from over here, which I really, honestly, now that I've put this car together, I really hate this car. I don't know who designed this shit. It's so hard to work on compared to a non-turbo one. But I got the injector off, and you can see just how shredded that O-ring is. So yeah, there's the main, I think I dumped probably 4 gallons of gas. It was high as f driving from the gas. And yeah, bad gas mileage. So I'm gonna replace this O-ring and put another tank through this. If I don't like the gas mileage, I'm selling it and getting a non-turbo Subi. I need a gas saver ski car. Success. I was able to get the O-ring on the injector down in there without, I read a bunch of like how-tos and watched videos, and everyone's pulling the top mount intercoolers and a bunch of crap that you really don't need to. It would make it a lot easier, but you don't need to. So I managed to get this done in about 45 minutes, not bad, you know. But that brings us to the point of this video. I bought a WRX. Cool. This was supposed to be my awesome winter beater. I hate it right off the bat. Tranny shifts like dog shit. It's not as modern as a car as I wanted, so I think I'll be keeping one of those Outbacks over there and selling this. That being said, this car is pretty much worthless to me. I bought it for such a cheap price. So part of me was thinking maybe I should ruin this car, like drop it ungodly low and just drive it till there's no bottom, or jump it, or lift it, or what do you guys want to see? Why don't you guys leave a comment below? Let me know what I should do with this 100% clapped out Rex. If we destroy it, oh no, a Rex made out of Bondo dies. Who cares? So yeah, I don't really know, guys. If you have any awesome ideas that are more entertaining than just selling it, let me know, drop a comment, and who knows, we might do it. So there you have it, another clapped out car to join the others. I hate it. Let's get rid of it. Seriously, let me know what to do with it, guys. Thanks for watching. Happy New Year, everybody. All right, guys, on the first tank of gas in the WRX with the fuel leak, we got 184.2, and it took 11.73 gallons. So let me do some quick math. 15.6 miles per gallon with the first tank with the gas leak. So I just fueled it up again. I'm gonna calculate the gas mileage and see if it's better. And if not, I'm selling this piece of crap.